Hi, and thanks for watching my video. I'm going to make a continuation based on some suggestions that I had from other YouTube video viewers. Anyways, before I had the shaving soap here, and trying to get it into this container was a little difficult, and I used a cheese grater. And while that worked, somebody suggested putting it in the microwave oven and melting it in there. So what I'm going to try to attempt to do today is take these two glycerin soap pucks and put them in here, melt them down, and then have it available for showing on the video. And I'll also explain a little bit about some of the shaving tools that I have for safety razors. So anyways, again, kind of what, if you haven't watched the other video, this soap here is nice. It's great to use with this shaving brush here, but it's not that convenient to use inside of a shower, and it doesn't fit in these containers very well. It rolls around like a puck. So what I had done before was I used a cheese grater, ground it all up, and put it in there. If you have a glycerin-based soap, you can melt it pretty easily. If you don't have a glycerin-based soap, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for you. So I put two of them in here, and basically what I'm going to do is put them in this microwave oven right above me for 10 seconds at a time, and we'll see how well it melts down. I'm going to use a toothpick to do a little bit of stirring here. So 10 seconds at a time. You don't want to go too long because it may foam up on you. And they're starting to feel a little warm. Basically just monitor it as you go along. Again, we're looking at it. You can see it's starting to melt. Some of the original soap in there before is melting. Now, some people have asked me, where do I get this container? I got that at a shaving store called The Art of Shaving. It had some soap in there before. It had a rounded bottom, and I yanked the bottom out of there. And what there is inside of there is like an anchor point, and the soap adheres to that when it's in solid form, so it doesn't spin around as much. So we're starting to melt. This is pretty good. It's working out. So we'll just keep doing this. I'm going to put it in there for about 20 seconds. I might have to pull it a little earlier. And you can also play around with the power settings. Maybe a power of 5 or a power of 6, 60% or 50% on the microwave oven, so that you don't cause the soap to bubble. That's the last thing you want to do. Here we are. Look at that, it's melted. So, kind of stir it up a little bit. You've got a big chunk in there. You don't really have to melt the chunks. You can just kind of leave them in there. They'll solidify with the rest of it. So there's what it looks like when it's melted. So that's it. Not very much time required. It's about 40 seconds in 10-second spurts. Last one was 20. I'll just kind of leave it in there and let it cool. Best thing to do is just let it cool in room temperature. And make sure you dispose of all your plastic and cardboard properly. What we do is we'll recycle that later on. So a little bit about the shaving tools here. We have a shaving brush. This is made by Tweezerman. It's a pretty good brush. I bought one from another company before that had a plastic bottom to it, and that cracked over time, so it's okay. This is an Alum Block. After you shave, you can take this thing and wet it and rub it on your face. It is antibacterial, and it also kind of closes the pores. It has an astringent effect. It's called an Alum Block if you want to look that up online. And these are various razors and various blades that come with razors, or which you can purchase separately. This is a Vision 2000 made by Merkur. It's a nice razor. It's adjustable. You can widen the gap or close the gap. I would not recommend this. It's kind of like a British car, and I don't mean that in a nice way. These things have a tendency to corrode or break if you're not careful with them. They take a lot of maintenance. This is made by Feather. Japanese. It's plastic with metal here. It's pretty well designed, even though it's got plastic. the blade fits in there perfectly and you don't end up with uneven blade alignment. This is a Parker made in India, and it's a brass shaver with basically coated with zinc or some type of chrome. It's probably zinc and then chrome. So it's pretty nice. I've got a derby blade in there, and I like this one a lot. So the types of blades that are out there, there's this Feather brand. It's made in Japan. That's one of the sharpest blades in the market. It's the type of blade that will you'll cut yourself and not feel it, and then you'll have a whole bunch of blood all over the place if you're not careful. I don't recommend people start out with that. They'll be unpleasantly surprised if they are used to other types of shavers and they use this one because they press too hard. You don't have to press very hard with these blades at all. You just let it glide across your face and it trims the beard very effectively. These are very sharp, but they also dull quite quickly, so you've got to go through maybe more than one blade a week. So they're okay. I like them, but they had to be used up pretty quickly. This is Wilkinson's sword, and these have been around in the market for a long time. The nice thing about these is they're kind of a smooth edge. They last for a long time. They're not as sharp, but they're a great starter blade. They won't cut your face up too easily, but you know, they're also not the sharpest in the world. But they're very effective, and they feel good, and they last a long time. This is something called Derby, and it's one of the second sharpest blades out there. The thing I like about these blades is they last a long time, so I can go an entire week before I have to change it out, and they're fairly inexpensive. So, you know, you can buy a stack of them about this high. That'll last you an entire year, and it's under $20. So, you know, that's something that's hard to come by with a cartridge type system with the other multi-blades systems. So, anyways, that's a little bit about the safety razors. My soap is still solidifying, so we'll just let that cool, and then later on, tomorrow morning, I'll be using this. So that's the perfect way to basically take odd size soap and get it into a container you like. One other thing about the soap containers, I'm using a plastic one, and I turn it upside down when I'm not using it in the shower so that it doesn't get wet. The reason why it's plastic is I have a tendency to bump things when I'm in the shower shaving, and I don't like ceramic pieces all over my shower when they fall on the floor and break. So this works pretty well. And since it's plastic, it can be microwaved. So there's a variety of ways that you can put soap in these containers. You can use metal ones or ceramic ones, but just, you know, keep in mind you cannot microwave metal. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching my video. I appreciate any comments, and you know, if you want to watch some of my other videos on this subject, feel free to take a look, or take a look at some of the other videos on YouTube. They're all pretty good. Thanks a lot. Take care. Happy New Year.